and then we'll get this thing going. Man, it's hot out here in California. Supposed to get pretty warm this weekend. What are you in Tennessee, Coach?
Yeah, it's beautiful here in Tennessee right now.
Is it?
Yes.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing this Labor Day weekend, right? It's going to be a good one.
Gonna be a hot one.
It's going to be a hot one. Yeah. What we got something like 109 or something like that coming up.
112.
Ooh, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
What's going on with you guys?
Okay. Hey, Brett Swartz, what's happening?
Hey guys, doing great. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Good morning. Queen Alexander, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing really well. How are you guys?
We're doing great. We're doing great. We'll get started here in a couple of minutes and get things going. So, Ruben, how you doing today, Ruben?
I'm good, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Is your son over in France? I see.
Yeah, he dropped him off at the airport Monday. He's in France for a week, and then he's going to go to London for a week, and Rome for a week, and Amsterdam for a week.
Nice. That's good, man. Good for you. I'm glad you've got that app to track where he's
I am tracking him.
right. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, let's get things started. People are signing in. Welcome everybody. Today is Friday, Freedom Friday, September 2nd. We're going into Labor Day weekend, and I'm excited. I have my coach, America's coach on here, Michael Burt. Michael, how are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm in Tennessee, and you guys talking about 112 weather. It's about 81 degrees here in Tennessee and beautiful.
Oh man,
So-
that's nice.
So this is one time I'd rather be in Tennessee than in Florida. I mean, in California.
Yeah, 100%. Well, Coach, I'd love for you to just share a little bit about yourself. There may be one or two that don't know you. And then two, I'd love for you to share your content this morning. We're excited about that. And then number three, I'm really excited about that event we have coming up at Tahoe on September 23rd. If you could share that as well, I'd be excited. Let's go.
All right. So most of you know who I am, but you may not. I spent over a decade of my life as a high school women's basketball coach at the second largest high school in Tennessee. I started there at 19 years old. So I got started very early, and I was fascinated and motivated by what I call the inner engineering, or the psychology of inner engineering a person, which means taking a person and absolutely maxing out their talent and potential. So from 18 to 25, I studied under a guy named Dr. Stephen Covey. Many of you would know him because he wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Principle-Centered Leadership, First Things First. And he had a deep methodology of how to build people, right? And how to really build people that win. So I was using all these cool formulas with my players. I won a lot of games. And because I was winning a lot of games, people always wanted me to tell them how I was doing it. I didn't have time to tell them how I was doing it. So I started writing books. That one book has now turned into 17 books. And now I spend pretty much all day, every day, developing content and packaging concepts that help people get some kind of increase in their life. Typically, when it comes to real estate, they want ideas, strategies, creativity. My top real estate agent is on track to do 300 transactions this year. I have coached 2 gentlemen at EXP that are making between $400,000 and $600,000 a month. They hired me to be their personal coach for a year, and I'm now writing books with them and doing a lot of creative projects with them. So I've spent the last 15 years coaching business people. I retired from athletic coaching at 31 years old, and guess when I retired? Right in the middle of the 2008 recession. And it was either really smart or really dumb. Okay, I think it was real smart, and because people were struggling. And just remember this: money changes hands when problems are solved. The bigger the problem, the more money people pay to solve that problem. And so in 2008, home builders were struggling to sell houses, real estate agents were struggling to make money. And here comes this coach, fired up and been winning championships. And I'm like, I can tackle this problem, right? And so by default, I began coaching lots of real estate people. through the recession of '08, home builders, title companies, insurance companies. So I really learned during that period how to keep people motivated. More importantly, I learned the art of selling, and I really began coaching lots of the best real estate agents around the country. Now, what have I been doing over the last 14 or 15 years? Creating formulas. Okay, so I listen to problems. Okay, because today we're going to talk about getting back to basics. Okay, I was in League City, Texas last week, and they asked me to talk about how to recession-proof a business. I coach a lot of top mortgage originators, real estate agents. Obviously, markets are shifting. And so they wanted me to come in and stimulate them in how to recession-proof a business. And I started down this path of all of the creative ways I use to generate leads. Okay. And I'm generating about 3,000 plus leads every 90 days for my coaching company. Okay. If I were a real estate agent, Tom, and you brought me in to be one of your agents, there's not one thing I would be doing different than what I'm doing in my coaching company. Is everybody with me? I'd be speaking in front of as many people as I could. I'd be doing webinars. I'd be doing events. Everything you see me do to generate 3,000 leads for my coaching company. If I passed the real estate exam tomorrow and started selling real estate, there's not one thing I would do different than what I'm currently doing. Okay. So I started down this path of explaining to these 40 agents at this real estate event how I do all these creative things, how I do a webinar with 900 people, how I convert the 900 people to 400 people, how I convert the 400 people to 50 people, how we follow up with leads, right? And then I stopped and I said, before I start going down this path of creativity and generate leads, I'm going to ask everybody in the room some hard questions. And I need you to be completely honest with me, because it'll do you no good to lie to me about this. Okay. Because I say, God didn't call me to be your friend. He called me to be your coach. And I can't help you if you lie about these things. Right. And so I said, how many of you in this room are prospecting 2 hours a day for nothing but new money, new deal? And Mark Strayer, how many in the room out of 40 do you think said they were prospecting 2 hours a day as a real estate agent?
I would imagine not many.
That's right. That's right. 0. There was not one agent out of 40 who said, Coach, I can tell you with confidence, I am prospecting a minimum of 2 hours a day for new money. I said, okay, thank you for being honest. How many of you are following up on leads 7 to 15 times to see a lead through to its conclusion? What I call the maturation of the lead. And 0. We're doing it in the room. There's 40 real estate agents who said they wanted to recession-proof their businesses. Okay. Then I said, how many of you are following up with people after you sell them the house or after you listed their house? And 0. I said, okay, before we get into creativity, before we get into trigonometry, before we get into how to save the world, why don't we step back here? And why don't we get back to doing the basics that it takes to build a business? Whether you're a real estate agent or you sell insurance or you sell chocolate chip cookies, these are things you got to do every day to win. Okay, is everybody with me? And then I didn't go into the creativity. I started just asking some very simple questions. Now, I work with a mortgage originator who has a concept called the $1 billion database. And I'm going to help him write a book on this. It's called the $1 billion database. And he's got one mortgage originator that makes over $1 million a year. He does 100 million a year plus every year, and has done 100 million for the last 15 years by doing one thing: staying in touch with the people in his database, being involved in their life. Okay. Now, here's why I'm telling you this. When you get back to the basics, here are some of the basics. Okay. Money is a piece of paper. It is exchanged between people who have a problem and have a solution. Okay. That's all money is. Every dollar that you have started in every dollar that's in your pocket started in the pocket of another person. Can we all agree with that? And they gave you that money because you solved a problem for them. Okay. We can also agree that I don't know what your problems are until I connect with you, initiate a conversation with you, connect with you, locate a problem, and offer you a compelling solution to that problem. So if I talk to 30 people today, right, if I'm skilled at finding their problems, I can also be skilled at helping them come up with a compelling solution to those problems. Okay. Now, the reason this is important is you say, what can I do to generate a real estate deal today? Well, the first problem is thinking in the terms of transaction versus transformation. The first real problem is I'm going to call Tom Davis right now. He's interested in buying a house and I'm going to sell him a house today so I can make some money. When you step back and go, Tom will give me money when I create enough value for him. So I'm not trying to make money. I'm trying to create value. Okay. And the way I can create value is by listening to Tom's problems. So here's what a lot of people need to understand. Tom has 3 problems. Every home buyer has 3 problems. Every person trying to list a property has 3 problems. They have confusion about what to do and how to do it. Okay. They don't know what to do. Okay. Therefore, they need direction. They need leadership. They need somebody to say, this is what I think you should do. And they need to know they can trust you, that you're going to give them good advice. Now, let me give you a perfect example right here. I have a condo in downtown Nashville. It's on the 40th floor of the tallest building in Nashville. It's beautiful. It has panoramic views of Nashville. I love it. I rent that condo for $5,600 a month. I wanted to purchase that condo, so I had it independently appraised. It independently appraised at $1.65 million. I offered $1.45 million to start the negotiations. The person came back and said he would not sell it for anything less than $1.8 million, which was right, X number of dollars above what the appraisal was. I offered $1.75 million. He didn't accept it. Okay. Now, right about this time, rates were at 2%, 3%. Monthly payments were going to be about $6,000 a month. And then the rates jumped up and the payment went from $6,000 a month to $8,800 a month, which caused me to decrease my interest in purchasing the property. Everybody see that? But here's the deal. I don't want to lose the property, Tom, because I have an office there and I don't want to get to the end of my lease and actually lose the property. So there's a little bit of desire here. So a real estate agent yesterday says to me, oh, you should marry the property and not the rate, date the rate. That's what she said to me. Marry the property and date the rate. That was her advice. She said, if you want that property, you need to buy that property because you don't want to come back at some point in the future and the property be more expensive or he sells it to somebody else. That was her advice. I go to my real estate agent and he said, rates ain't, he said, number one, property values ain't going up. They're going down. Okay. And number two, he said, I can appreciate what she told you, but she's giving you bad advice, coach. She's giving you bad counsel right here. Okay. And what she need to be thinking is it's not going up, it's going down. Rates are going up, value's going down. He said, I think you can actually get that property at 1.6 to 1.7 if you just wait just a little bit. I go to my mortgage guy and he says, did she tell you to marry the property and date the rate? He said, yes. He said, that's what all the real estate agents are saying right now. He said, but it's actually terrible advice for you, Coach Burt. He said, I'm studying the economy every single day. If you will just wait for 3 months, and then come back and offer him 1.7, I bet he'll take it. Now, here's my point. I have, as a buyer, Joy Parker, confusion. I don't know what to do. Should I buy the property? Should I not buy the property? Should I offer this rate? Should I offer that rate? Then it comes down to who do I trust that actually has my back, that actually is thinking about my best interest and not their pocketbooks. Everybody see that? which is why I go to my real estate agent and why I go to my mortgage originator, because they're not just trying to sell me something. They're actually trying to help me. So this is very important to know right now during this economy. You going out trying to make money every day, what you should be trying to do is create unique value for your current clients. You should be creating unique value for your prospects. You should be creating unique value for your past clients. You should not be trying to make a quick dollar. Okay? It's very important that you get this, okay? Because if they sense that you're just trying to make a quick dollar, which is what I felt with that real estate agent yesterday, right? I didn't feel like she had my best interest at heart. I felt like she was trying to sell me that condo. Okay. And she's like, I can represent you, lock the rate in right now, do this. And I just kind of like, thanks, thank you. It's good to talk to you. Okay. And then I went to people I trusted. So number one, people have confusion. Okay. If you were hurting for cash today, you know what I would tell you? You know what I tell you, Sierra? I would say, go to your top 20 clients and just talk to them and don't say anything. Just ask them questions. What are you trying to do? What keeps you up at night? Where are you trying to go? Just listen to the problems they have. Well, I'm trying to really sell this property, but I don't know if it's a good time. I'm really trying to do this. And the more value you create for those people, the more referrals you're going to have, the more likelihood they're going to do something with you. Okay, versus trying to sell them something. So number one, people have confusion. And from that confusion, you bring direction, like a doctor. You bring direction. Number two, and we could all get better at this one, people feel isolated. They feel like they're out on an island by themselves and they're just dying for somebody to bring connection to them. So this is not a time to decrease your amount of time you spend with your clients. It's actually a time to increase the amount of time you spend with your clients and prospects. The average person is going to buy 7 homes. Okay. Each one should be worth 6 referrals. You should be engaging with your past clients like crazy, just adding value to their life, just supporting them, just caring about them, just right. This is a full contact sport. Now, if I were to move to California, and you come to Roseville, California, okay, I would, and I wanted to purchase a property, my little brain is going to ask one simple question. Who over the last year to 2 years has added the most value to my life? That's a real estate agent.
Me.
Who's cared about me as a person? Who's been in the boat with me? Who's added value to my life? Out of all the agents in California, I'm going to add, my little brain is going to say, who is the most valuable one? Who has really hung in there with me, supported me, believed in me? And it may not even be the best one, by the way. There may be a more talented real estate agent that has added less value to my life. So when I'm telling you guys that you should touch 35 to 45 people a day, every day, tag, touch, add value, send encouragement, send a concept, send an idea, bring, right? What people need when they feel isolated is connection. They need connection. Okay. Now I've done real estate deals where I had to call the real estate agent, follow up with them, keep them on track, ask them what's going on, what's next. Like, you're failing when people are constantly asking you what's next. Like, what should we be doing here? You should be telling them this is exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to be calling you every single week. I'm going to be touching you. I'm going to be following up with you. I'm going to be right there in your life. And the more scared they feel that you sense, the more you should be connecting to them. Everybody see that? The more anxiety they have, the more you should be in their face loving on them. Okay. Now, the third thing people feel is what's called powerlessness. And powerlessness is, man, I just can't figure out what to do here. So what do you bring to that? You bring creativity. You bring creativity. Okay. And what you do is you bring ideas. You bring a structure. You bring an idea. You bring a creativity. This is what I'm doing for my mortgage people right now. And with my mortgage people, I'm like, here's what you should be doing right now. Engaging with your database, loving on your past clients, invite real estate agents to your office, spend time with your insurance people. What you should be doing right now is increasing your efforts. Okay. So what I'm trying to show you is how do we get back to the basics of running a business? And if we're not doing these things, then what we don't have is we don't have cash confidence. We have cash insecurity. Okay. And total cash confidence is this. You could drop me off in a city of 7,000 people and I'd figure out a way to make money by finding problems. There was a show about this not long ago. If you haven't watched it, I encourage you to. It's called Undercover Billionaire. It was on Discovery, and they dropped these people off in a city they've never been to with $100. They cannot use their name. They cannot use their contacts. They cannot use anything. And they have 90 days to build a business that is worth $1 million of valuation. And so what they start doing is they start trying to figure out, who can I partner with? Who's got a problem I can solve? How do I get a piece of equity of this business? They start trying to figure out, how can I take $100 and turn it into $1 million? So what I do is I play this game with myself. If I only had $100 today and I was in Roseville, California, what would I do to go generate $1 million in 90 days? What problem would I solve? Who could I partner with? And then what that does is it unlocks your creativity. And you don't need more money, you need more people. The people have the money. Everybody see that? So I want you to think about this. All I'm looking for is leads, large numbers of leads. So how can I come up with leads? What problem can I solve? Who can I partner with on that problem? How can we get in front of people? So one of my mortgage originators literally bringing over real estate agents to his office every week and coaching them. And how he's taking my coaching and turn around and replicating it with a group of real estate agents at his office every week. Why? Connection. I said, man, you need to be connected with agents better. Okay, good. We're going to do this. He's doing customer appreciation events to stay in front of his people right now. Now he's doing all of this stuff and he's still going to be off 30% this year. He said that would cost him about 400 grand. But what if he wasn't doing all this stuff? What if he didn't have the cushion to lose 400 grand? So when we get back to the basics, if you came and worked with me every day, if Brett came and worked with me every day, because people see me flying around the country and jets and hotels, and they go, man, it must be glamorous what Coach Burt does. It is a pure grind. Okay. I talk to 45 to 100 people a day. I'm trying to convince people to take action. I'm doing webinars out of my yin yang. I'm flying somewhere to meet new people. I'm trying to put together an insurance deal. I'm trying to put together a real estate deal. Like, it is not glamorous. It is a pure grind. Okay. And when we used to have this, a game, Tom, where people would pay $5 grand a day to come work with me. Okay. $5 grand a day to come work with me. And they would just work with me all day. And then we get to the end of the day and they'd say, Coach, I don't work like you do. I don't talk to the number of people you do. I don't do the number of videos you do. Man, I don't follow up like you do. I don't bring people to a decision like you do. I don't ask hard questions like you do. They're like, I work at about a quarter of the pace that you work at. Right. And these are successful people. And I'm like, I'm trying to get to 25,000 a day, every day. So the question is, how do I get there? How many people can I help? I don't focus on the 25. I focus on the people I can help. And how can I add unique value to their life? Does everybody see that? Okay. So my real estate agent calls me almost every other day. He talks to me about the real estate deals I have going on. He gives me counsel and advice on those deals. My mortgage originator is right now helping me with debt reduction on some of my properties that have higher interest rates. He's also helping me with my passive income strategies. He's also supporting me in my coaching programs. They're also introducing me to new people. Look at how valuable my real estate agent is and my mortgage originator. They don't just call me when I need to sell a house. They don't just call me when I need a mortgage. They're in constant communication with me because they know I could send them a large amount of referrals. Everybody see that? It's not like, hey, I'll call you next time you want to buy a house. I'll talk to you next time you need a mortgage. Now, how many real estate agents think like that? How many mortgage originators think like that? See, everybody's freaking out. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't have anybody to call. Nobody's buying a house. Rates are high. Inventory's low. No, that is a scared mindset. Scared money don't make money, folks. 7.7 billion people on it. California's got more people than anybody does. If you're telling me somebody's not buying and selling real estate right now, no. What the problem is not the economy. The problem is not the rate. The problem is the way you see the problem. Money follows energy. Money follows movement. Money follows circulation. It never follows, I'm scared, so what do? When you're scared, you know what you should do? Call a client, call a past client, call a strategic partner, text message somebody, follow up with somebody, try to put a deal together. I had a woman this morning, EXP agent, said, I don't want to move forward with your coaching. You know what I said? Fantastic. Fantastic. She's like, what? Fantastic. I said, look, the faster I can get you to yes or no, okay, then the faster I know if you're serious or not. Fantastic that you don't want to move forward. Now, 6 months from today, when you're not any better off than you are today, and you call me back and say, I'm still struggling in my real estate career, just remember, I told you 6 months ago you needed a coach. Okay. Because if you knew what you were doing, you'd be hitting your numbers, and you're not. Okay. But I can't help her till she commits. So when people don't move forward with me, Zig Ziglar used to say this: when you have adversity in your life, when you have struggle in your life, when somebody tells you no, just say fantastic. Fantastic. And just keep on moving. Everybody with me? Now, I want to take some questions here. I am a former basketball coach, Ruben. So I play the percentages, and the percentages tell me that this is a full contact sport. The more contacts I have, the more contracts I have. The more people I talk to, the more money I make. The more hands I shake, the more money I make. So what I do every day is I get right back to the basics. Prospecting 2 hours, follow up with 7 to 15 touches, engagement with current clients and past clients, lots of outbound stimulus through social media. And I'm trying to maximize my effort and keep me moving, because I'm going to shake something loose if I have that much activity. Now, the question that was on here is curious for your reason for not placing the offer at the original asking price. I didn't think it was worth 1.8 million. I thought it was worth 1.4 to 1.6 million. So I didn't want to pay 1.8 because I didn't think at that time it was worth it. The appraisal told me that it wasn't worth that. So I was going to be coming out of pocket more than I wanted to on that particular real estate deal. Okay. So that's why I didn't move forward on the deal. And I thought if I waited a little bit that I could get a better offer. Okay. Now, what can you do different from today from listening to this session? Is if you're not doing these basic things, then we need to get you right back to the basics. We need to get back to doing the prospecting for 2 hours. We need to get you back to following up 7 to 15 touches. We need to get you back to engaging with your past clients. We need to get you with asking a question: how do I work the database to really generate something? We need to get movement. Okay. Now, once we get that going, then we can get into other things. Now, what I'm going to be teaching in Lake Tahoe is I'm going to show you exactly how I generate 3,000 leads in 90 days. I'm going to show you how I come up with a concept. I'm going to show you how I attract large numbers of people. You could use it for either attraction in your real estate business to attract other real estate agents to you, or you can use it to attract leads. So you're basically going to invest $497 to spend a full day with me in Lake Tahoe. So for me to show you what I coached Jay Kinder on, Al Stasic on, two of the top fastest growing people at EXP, what I've coached mortgage originators doing 280 million on, what I've coached some of my top people on, they have all gone through person of interest. Okay. So if Tom Davis said, give me your top 10 highest earning people that you coach, insurance, mortgage, real estate, I would say, what have they gone through? Because I got to go through it. And I would tell you, they have all gone through the boot camp on person of interest. And they're attracting more leads than other people. They're making more money than other people because they know the formula to attract large numbers of people to them. And if you don't know that formula, man, it's a struggle. You're chasing leads. You're trying to convince people. We want to actually position you as a buyer versus a seller. And the only way to do that is to bring up your value, is for you to create unique value. And I'll show you how to do that in Lake Tahoe that day. Okay. Any questions for me? I think Sierra had a question.
Okay. Let's see. Sierra, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, Coach, if you were going to reach out to your database for the first time, how would you approach everybody? Because I've never touched them in the last couple of years. I've never even tried. And so I'm just right there kind of before we see you in Tahoe. I'm like, get started on it.
Well, I think when you reach out to your database, I want you to first think about what you like to receive in your database. and when you get an email. So I see a lot of real estate agents farm this out to people. They send out crap emails that have nothing to do with anything. I want to bring value to my database. And the way I bring value to the database is by talking about a concept, bringing some kind of encouragement, bringing a strategy, because if it's a crap email, they're going to delete it. And what you want to do is think about, what would I want to get right now? Okay. So if I had a house to buy or sell, what do I want to know? What does that person need? What kind of information do they need? Do they need to know what's going on in the market? Do they need to know a strategy to sell a property if they need to? Do they need to know why they should list a property right now? Do they need to know? See, all people have different theories about this. Rick Ruby's going to teach you to have a letter from the heart once a month, which is just a letter that's got nothing to do with real estate, right? It's just something you talking about. And I kind of read some of those people that do that, because you learn the personal story of the agent. You get to know them at a little bit deeper level. So just remember, if it's sales, 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 every time I open your email, you're trying to sell me something. My brain is going to move into a defensive posture. Like, look, I don't want Sierra's emails. All she's trying to do is always sell me something. Think connection. Think problems that your people could have. Okay. I may write an email that says, how do you stay motivated every day? I may write an email that says my top 3 strategies for closing deals. I may write an email that says, hey, this is 3 techniques of a person of interest. So I want to give. So think give value, then ask. Okay. I get listings from agents all the time. They're listings, and that's cool. But if I don't have some kind of connection to the agent in some way, would I go with that agent just because I got their listings to my email box? I mean, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Think connection. This is what we're really trying to do, connect with people.
That's awesome. Ethan, one more question. Ethan, what do you got?
Yeah, coach. So actually I have a good question for you. So I just wanted to ask, you speak a lot about, finding the problems that people have. And I just wanted to ask you, what actionable steps do you take to discover these problems that people have? And then, what process do you take that problem through to figure out the solution?
All right. I use a formula for everything. All right. So my formula is I initiate conversation. Okay. So I'm talking to a couple this morning. Hey guys, where you guys living? I live in Louisiana. Oh, super. Man, it was good to meet you at the conference I saw you at in Texas. The purpose of my phone call today is because you indicated interest in doing something with me. And before we get started, man, I got one big question for you. Because I like to do an exercise called A to B. You're currently at A and you're trying to get to B. And B is the ideal future for you. What does that B look like? And they tell me. They say, man, B to me is this, and this. What do you not like about where you currently are? They say, man, I don't like this. I don't like this. Now, what do I know now? Now I know their problem. Now I know their ideal future. And listen to what I'm about to tell you. People, all your money comes from the future. Meaning the only reason I'm paying you today is because I believe you can help me with my future. So once I knew that dude's future, I have located his problem. But look at what I did first. I initiated, I connected with him, I located a problem, and then I offered him an action step. So step 4 is, okay, for me to help you, this is what I recommend. This is how we get started. Okay, so I initiate, I connect, I locate a problem, and I typically say this, Mark, what are you trying to do? Adrian, what are you trying to do? Patrick, for me to really help you, I got to know, what are you trying to do? Well, I'm trying to make a decision about sell this property, purchase this property, trying to do this, right? Like this is what I'm trying to do. Okay, great. Based on my 30 years of experience, based on my work with other people, based on somebody that does exactly what you do, this is the recommended path I would take with you. And then I kind of move into the role of a doctor, right? I'm moving to the role of a doctor. It's like, I've been doing this for 30 years. This is exactly how I would move forward. Does this sound good to you? Right. And I can ascertain right there how serious they are. Now, let me ask you a question, Ethan, on a scale of 1 to 10, based on what I've told you, how serious are you about moving on this? Man, I'm at a 10. Okay, great. I'm going to send the information over to you right now, and we're going to get this party started, because I believe there's a power in taking action, Ethan. We lose 10% of momentum every day we don't act. So if I send it over to you, send the contract over to you today, when do you think you're going to sign it? Now, if he can sign it by 4 o'clock this afternoon, hey man, this is coach, right? As soon as I send it, I'm going to send him a text. Did you get the contract? I want you to look over it. Take some time with your lovely wife, look over it, right? Sign it, get it back to me so we can get the wheels motion. I spend a lot of time getting people excited about their future. When you take, the faster you take action, the faster I can get you in this dream home, brother. Okay. Remember, all your money comes from the future. Okay. I'm excited because you're getting me excited. Okay. Now, the last thing I would tell you, and I have been harping on this with all of my real estate agents, get back to selling. Get back to getting people excited about a house, excited about the late neighborhood. Sell them on it. This is the best place in Roseville, California to be. Got the best schools, the best subdivision, the best weather, the best everything. This is the best I can do for you per square foot, right? So this is not happening. I look at properties all the time, guys, and agents have gotten away from selling me the properties. They've gotten into this transactional mode when they ought to be going, man, this is incredible. This is a steal for you. We need to get you in this house. If you believe it, don't lie to them, but if you believe it, bring them creativity. Now, let's figure out how we can get this deal done for you. I'm going to get with my mortgage rep. We're going to put a strategy together. We're going to do this, boom, 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 right here. Get them excited about the future. Okay? Because that's where the money's coming from.
Thanks, Coach.
Now, how many of you think you're going to come over to the Hyatt Incline with me and spend a day with me? Okay? I'd love for you to, I'm telling you guys, this will be the $497 you ever spent, because I'm going to show you, when you walk out of there, you will know how to become a person of interest. Okay? I'm telling you. And I just need some time with you to get in there and do my wizardry with you and help you package up what you got. And what I'm trying to do is separate you from all the other agents that are out there. Okay?
Well, and what this came from is when Coach Burt was in California a couple of months ago, when we had the packed house and he was sharing person of interest. He had an event in Tennessee and Nashville, and not all of you could get out there to Nashville for that event. So he's coming to us. It's going to be amazing. Lake Tahoe, beautiful Hyatt. I know most of you have all been there. It's on Friday, the 23rd. Grab the link, sign up. There's limited seating, but you will definitely love it. If you don't get 10 times the cost of the event, I mean, I will give you your money back. I mean, you'll definitely get value from it. So, Coach, before we leave, could you please share, as just a final bonus for us, the top 5 qualities of the top 1% performers?
Yeah, I do a lot of studying the top 1% of performers. And they have 5 habits. 1, remarkable boldness. They're remarkably bold. Number 2, they're intrinsically motivated. They got big because goals. Number 3, they have the ability to lock in and see something through to its conclusion, meaning they don't make excuses. They don't whine. They don't complain. They don't make excuses. Number 4, connection. They are masters at connecting to people. Number 5, they have a grit and resilience that's uncommon, meaning you can't keep them down. These people will find a way to make money in a recession. They will find a way to make money. You cannot knock these people down. Now, these are the habits of top insurance agents, real estate agents, mortgage originators. Now, I didn't say top money earners, habits of top 1%, although these are habits of the top 1% of money earners, because a person may be a police officer. These are habits of the top 1% of police officers who will never make millions of dollars. Top 1% of firefighters, top 1% of school teachers. You see where I'm going with that? So this is part of being a person of interest, acquiring these habits. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. How's my new baby doing? She's doing great. Thank you for asking.
Thanks, Coach. Happy Labor Day, everyone. Now you got your inspiration. Time to put in a perspiration. Let's go. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Love you guys.
Coach.
Thank you.
Love you, man.
Thank you.
See y'all later.